For problem number 23, we have a histogram. It has the weights to the nearest 5 pounds of 34 randomly selected male college students. They're organized in the histogram. Use the graph to find the mean weight. You could do this by hand. It's going to be kind of tedious. I'm going to put it in the calculator. Your calculator has a statistics menu. I want to get you to follow along with the calculator. Come borrow one if you don't have one. On the calculator, you have to put it in statistics mode. You want the statistics menu. I'm going to zoom in on this. Statistics is right above the data key, STAT. To get to statistics mode, do second data. We're doing one variable statistics. That's what's underlined, press equals. And then you see STAT at the bottom of the screen. Somebody did ask me before class, how do you clear that out? There's 2 ways to do it. I learned this last week from a high school student. You can press on and clear at the same time, and it will put it in the condition the calculator was when you took it out the box. Now let me go back to stats mode. Second stat, we're doing one variable statistics. I'm ready to put the data in. Normally I would say clear data, but since I cleared the memory, it's clear. On the weights, one person said 120. Press the data key. The first weight, 120. Hit the down arrow, frequency of 1. The second weight is 125. Hit the down arrow. Now the default is to put in a 1 for frequency. Just type over it. 125 had a frequency of 3. Hit the down arrow. 130 had a frequency of 3. 135 has a frequency of 4. 140 has a frequency of 6. 145 has a frequency of 7. 150 has a frequency of 4. 155 has a frequency of 3. 160 has a frequency of 1. 165, the last one, has a frequency of 2. After all the data's in, you press the key stat var, however we're going to pronounce it. It's next to the data key. Calculating. N is underlined, 34. That tells me there were 34 data items. And the problem said that. 34 randomly selected male college students. Scroll to the right. There's your mean. If you calculated this by hand, you'd have to be careful to keep all those digits, as many of them as you could handle. You're squaring numbers, it'd be a mess. One more over, that's the standard deviation. And the squaring comment was in reference to standard deviation. So my mean is 142.205884. Round to the nearest thousandth. The 2 is the 10th. The 0 is the 100th. And the 5 is the 1000th. Behind the 5, there is an 8. That's bigger than 5, so I need to bump it up. 142.205884. 1.206. Number 24 is another histogram. Same kind of thing, same kind of story. This time they want the median weight. There were 34 students randomly selected. Let's see, what I need to worry about is the frequencies. Let me write them underneath each bar. 120, there was one person. 125, there were 3. 130, there were 3. 135, there are 4. 140, there's 6. 145, there's 7. 150, 4. 155 is 3. 160 is 1. 165 is 2. They did say there are 34. I'm going to start at the beginning and add up. Oh, let's do this first. 34 divided by 2 is 17. We're looking for the 17th and 18th score. So look for the 17th and 18th score, because there'll be 2 in the middle. You know, if there were an odd number of scores and I got something like 17.5, bump it up, I'd look for the 18th score. But I got a nice number here. So let's see, we start with 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 4 is 11. 11 plus 6 is 17. 17 plus 7 is 24. The 17th score is the last 140. The 18th score is the first 145. So the median, 140 plus 145 divided by 2, that's going to be 142.5. On the histogram where they're asking for the mode, you're looking for the highest bar. Highest bar on this one is at a 175. The mode is 175. The last one, that's a histogram. They want the mid-range. The mid-range is the high plus the low divided by 2. So I'm looking at these. The high one is 165. The low one is 120. So 165 plus 120 divided by 2. 165 plus 120 is 285. 285 divided by 2 is 142.5.